I got to see work on a daily basis. Says that Brian Forbes is the best shooter that he's had come through the gym, Matt.
Quickly to the rim for San Antonio. It's Forbes picking up right where he left off throughout the broadcast. May very well be playing for his NBA future. Swanigan from the paint and up and good.
It keeps winding down. You got to make some plays happen. So after 4 or 5 passes, that internal clock has to be going.
Good looking jump shot by Jerron Blossingame out of Clemson. Here come the Spurs up 4-2 early on. Forbes hesitated, goes all the way to the rim, up and good. And good Forbes, really aggressive offensively.
The kind of range that Bryn Forbes has, you got to get out to him. He gets around the left side, and a good job screening down low, create the driving lane.
On the other end, Connaughton got hung up in the air and turned it over, so back comes San Antonio. Davis Bertans with the three. Bertans, second three is off the mark. Collins had it and lost it. Couldn't hang on to it. Shane Whittington steps in and gets a layup out of it.
Who had a really good defensive year. The numbers bore that out, but they don't have a lot of guys to go vertical and get to the rim, and Bertans is not one of those guys for San Antonio.
The door open on a return to baseball potentially, and for those of you who don't know, he was a draft pick of the Baltimore Orioles as Swanigan finishes for Portland. Some seriously high stakes for Pat Connaughton here in Vegas.
No, it really is, man. We talked about it yesterday. Maybe he has a great showing here. Brent, correct me if I'm wrong. They're pretty deep with that guard position. I think it may be hard for him to fight to crack into the roster.
And it's going to be tough to read because Pat Connaughton is the type of player. It was either basketball or being a barista. It wasn't basketball or baseball. That's for sure.
I didn't have a fastball. I had a slow ball.
I would have made a Kawhi Leonard, a Rudy Gay, a Jonathan Simmons if they end up getting that deal struck. And what they can do on that end of the floor is Connaughton cuts in for a quick 2.
Forbes with a pick from Livio Jean-Charles. Stolen by Adams. Smooth sailing ahead. Not a lot of lift from Jordan Adams. Up in the air, back to Jeff Ledbetter. Ledbetter puts it on the floor. He'll try the three and knock it down. Played in Brazil, a couple years in Mexico, and then landed with the Austin Spurs in the D-League as Collins knocks down the deep 2. And it rattles home for Clay Anthony early. Jefferson to Davis Bertans. He's already taken 3 threes. That one's off the legs of Jarnell Stokes. Tipped up and home by Corey Jefferson.
Holding his hamstring. Felt something twinge there. They took him back in the locker room to get some more evaluation for a real diagnosis.
All right, thank you, 3D. It's a diagnosis which we don't have yet, but you've dealt with hamstring injuries. They don't go away quickly typically. That could spell the end of his Vegas Summer League. And then
here, Matt, with 18 so far for the Spurs. And back to your hamstring, I really actually have not dealt with a hamstring.
You never had a hamstring injury?
No, not until I was done playing. Down on the bench, Matt, and started rubbing his right knee a little bit, just feeling around just below the kneecap, and you could see the frustration on his face.
There are those games. Philadelphia, Boston, Golden State, Minnesota later on ESPN2, and Utah and Memphis already playing out right now down at Thomas and Mack. Swanigan with the tip. Good hands by Jordan Adams. Forbes kept it. Ledbetter for 3, and Jeff knocks down the 3-pointer. Waiting for him. Nobody home. Boy, Spurs lighting it up from 3-point range.
And liked him a lot, so there's just a lot of points that we've connected with along the way.
Win the unofficial Summer League scoring championship by playing 1 game?
Just 1 game. I love it.
3D is salivating right now. He just wants to play 1 game.
Right? Nick Johnson underneath goes to the reverse. No, Josh Scott with the putback for Portland. Hanlon, nice ball handling, and a good move to get to the rim for Olivier Hanlon. And he's off on the right wing for San Antonio. Forbes, there's a shot, Seen a lot of that and a lot of that. 28 now.
Same spot on the basketball.
And that's the tough part about some of these young guys not understand that's their foundation is getting to that spot.
Oh, great block by Jake Lehman on Corey Jefferson. Here comes Nick Johnson. Forbes is now shooting only 33% from three-point range. Hasn't been where he's done most of his damage here in Vegas.
A little floppy action that time for the Spurs. The guards underneath crossing and creating some space, and Blossingame gets all the way to the rim. Dan, the weak side gets out of the way, and Blossingame says, for good reason, I'm getting up top here. And a big-time finish.
Particularly this Portland roster, where you don't have many guys who played with the Blazers or with each other.
That's one point, is Nick Johnson's able to knock down a tough off-the-dribble jumper. I mean, know your
That's a fair question. That's a fair question.
See.
Ledbetter, Stokes got a piece of that. Jefferson down low. Jean-Charles for the bucket. Gonzaga in his lone season there, just 17 minutes a game. He made an impact late. Cleveland with the dunk. Antonius Cleveland. Big finish. Hamlin has it. Over to Forbes. Given 33.
Consistently to the same shooting window every time. And again, we'll talk at
9 here this afternoon. Ledbetter pushes for the Spurs up top. He was looking for Jefferson. Hunter got in the way. Jefferson flips it up and in with the left hand. 7 minutes to go here. Hunter. It's a 3, and it goes for R.J. Hunter. Download it today.
Already got it now.
Nick Johnson. It's really for everybody watching. And if you're evaluating Jordan Adams for health, just don't see a lot of lift from him. A lot of athleticism as Jefferson finishes for San Antonio and one chance.
To the right, sees it open up, jumps in the air, looks away, maybe frees
The three-point play. Jarnell Stokes all by his lonesome down low. That's a problem. I don't understand why players don't just wear the goggles. Forbes one more time, and then give him 35. I don't understand why players don't just wear the goggles. Forbes one more time, and then give him 35.
Shots up. I was just amazed at the consistent leg strength and foundation on the shot that Ray would shoot the ball with.
Gutierrez with a steal and the finish. Screen from Swanigan. Over to Johnson. He'll try the 3. Got it. Now they broke it that time. Bertans has it.
He nailed
the elbow.
Yeah, absolutely.
They get an easy bucket out of it. Handler puts it on the deck, cradles it off the front rim. They get it back. Whittington with the follow-up. Has 35 points to show for it. Ledbetter goes baseline, comes back out the other side, threw it right to Gutierrez, who wards him off on his way to the rim. He comes up with it. Screen by Lehman. Gutierrez went up for the shot, tried to give it to Swanigan, and it's a turnover instead on 35 points. R.J. Hunter aggressively. The ball is tipped. I think he was trying to get it to his teammate.
Across court, and a bad area to obviously get the basketball, cornered by sideline and backcourt.
Forbes no, but Whittington there with the follow. San Antonio wins the game 99-85, and for the second straight game, Bryn Forbes goes for 35 points. That is the Las Vegas Summer League high so far. In this case, he goes 11 of 26 from the field, 6 of 11 from three-point range. San Antonio shot it at 51%. In all, hit 12 of their 27.